What's up, chosen ones? Hey guys, we are filming in the living room, and we haven't done that in like ages. Um, so yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It is Monday. I don't care really about the date. I don't know. It's like what, the 28th, but who cares? I'm like chilling. I do have a word. I'm gonna get into my workout. I have it all ready to go. This is my yoga mat. And then I use like some nice pans from like the 1960s, I think. They're really old and dirty as fuck, actually. I have to like wash my hands after I'm done lifting weights. But it works. It's the same thing. So the word for today is all good memories are destined. No. All good times are destined to be memories. And if I have not introduced myself yet, hello, my name is Kimberly, and this is the Kimberly Ponce channel, where we talk about awesome things literally all the time. I'm so pleased you're here. I'm so pleased you're here. I will be referencing an event that occurred last week on Wednesday around noon. I was assaulted with water. And it was like totally sexist and like discriminatory. So I was assaulted more than once that day. So that's what this word's about. I had to like process and take some time and heal in order to do this word, because talking about it every time is kind of that's not my favorite. So, but it's for a point. It's for a reason, because God keeps reminding me to get this word out. So, where are my notes? I have notes on this. Oh, cute little bird, bro. Look at that sticker. Look at these stickers. Oh, I love stickers. I wanted to bring up Ecclesiastes 3. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to burn and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Sorry. I'm gonna get some coffee. Just a little bit of coffee over here. I'm just feeling it. I kind of prepared it last night. I could actually kind of go for some right now. There's no ice in it, but it's okay. Yeah, that's what, Alright, I make the best coffee. God, I make the best coffee. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to rend, and a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak, a time to love, and a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboureth? I have seen the travail which God hath given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from beginning to the end. I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life. And also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all of his labor. It is the gift of God. Beautiful, man. So what are we talking about today? What does that mean? Kimberly, what's that mean? Basically, I guess, I guess I wanted to, yeah. I wanted to speak on the fragility of life. How it's fleeting. It's fleeting. 1 minute we're feeling this way, and the next we're completely different story. And it all accumulates, but we're gaining experiences, but if, nothing's really tangible after that one moment, then why would we ever worry about any other timeline that's happening, that's not happening other than right now, in the present moment? That's why they call it a gift. Un regalo. Yeah, ciao, yeah. The Americans, I spit on their puh. Yeah, puh. The Americans. Anyway, it was a day. It was very interesting. Last Wednesday, I will full-handedly admit, I'm stubborn as hell. Sometimes it works for me. Other times not so much. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. But, I am the most stubborn, opponent you will, ever meet. If we ever, get into a duel or something, I don't know how to explain it, but, I rubbed this guy the wrong way. I was coming up, and smoking a joint, a cannabis joint, smoking some weed. I was trying to chill out and relax, and it had been a morning, and so I just wanted to sit down and rest my legs for a second. And this guy said, "Don't sit in that chair," and he was sitting and eating, and I guess he works at that bodega, so he felt like he could tell me that I couldn't sit in the chair. But that's what they're there for, is for people when they're bumming out in front of the bodega. And there's a little milk crate, so I tried grabbing the milk crate. He's like, "You can't sit on that either." And I was like, "I don't know what your issue is, dude. I just wanted to stand in the sunlight that was hitting on the bodega wall." And I wasn't picking up, I guess, how infuriated he was that I just wanted to stand in that area. But it also is everybody stands in that area and smokes, so it really felt sexist and discriminatory. But he didn't like that I made him look silly when he tried to make me look bad. He poured a bunch of water all over me, trying to get me to leave the front of the bodega, and it turned into I got drenched and I had to go home and change. But he was pissed off that I made a joke. But I'm not gonna add violence to a situation when someone's trying to provoke me. That's the last thing I'm gonna do. That's what they want. I ain't fishing like that. So I made a joke instead, and it made everybody else laugh, but it made him even more mad, and it added more gasoline onto the fire. But basically, he was getting so irritated that just my presence, something about me triggered me, probably the fact that I'm a woman, and he had a problem with that. And there's a lot more incels and misogyny that prevails in the nation more than people realize. People in everyday authoritarian positions hold misogynistic beliefs, and it's heavily embedded in institutions and deeply silenced. So it's existing and it prevails, but because it's not spoken about as much as it could be exposed, it thrives. That's what abuse and racism and bigotry is. It thrives in dark places. And so I don't know, I tried pulling the milk crate out from under. He's like, "Get up, you can't sit here." He was all PO'd. He was treating me like I was a Shrek, or like an ogre. He was like, "Get your pitchfork," and he wanted to eat my eyeballs out or do something with make some type of paste with my earwax. I don't know. That guy was infuriated with me that I just was standing there and smoking, and because he didn't want me smoking there and standing there, and he was trying to control me. But yeah, he wanted to control me. It was this weird thing. As soon as I walked into his presence, he was triggered by me. It was demonic. It was also misogynistic and sexist. But because I see all the Jamaican cats hanging out there all the time, smoking their blunts right outside the bodega all the time. I avoid that street because I always get catcalled. So I know exactly that that's a thing that's allowed there. He was saying I couldn't do it because I was happy, I was in good mood, and I'm a woman. And he just wanted to like, but he tried to pull the crate out from underneath me, and I like got up a little bit enough so it wasn't a complete surprise, and like I was like, okay, like I can tell that you're gonna do that, so I lifted myself up a little bit. And then he was like, get the fuck out of here, I don't want you here. I was like, you're not the boss of me, you're not a cop, you can't tell me to leave. Like, what do you mean? I'm just standing here, I'm not soliciting business, yeah, smoking, but who the fuck cares? That's what everyone else does around here. We're in the Bronx, motherfucker. Like, anyway, he pulled the crate out from underneath me, and then I was like, what, do you pay rent for that cart? And then, everybody else started laughing, and he got really mad, like his coworkers, and he came out with 4 2-liter Poland Spring water bottles and waterboarded me. I couldn't look up, I was having a hard time breathing. I somehow managed to keep the joint smoked and alive and burning still, and I was like protecting it with like all my capacity. I kept that joint protected, but the rest of me got completely soaked. And then he said, "You're lucky I don't hit women. You're lucky I don't hit women, else I would have knocked your ass out and dragged you halfway down the street by now." And then there was this like silence from the monster speaking, and then everyone like hearing that. And then I was like, wow, you're gonna justify violence? And he goes, yeah. And I say, well, okay. See how far that takes you. He goes, it's taking me far. And he pulls up his pants, takes his hat that's backwards, puts it in the front. Protecting my bodega. No woman. So, that was the middle of that day. That was the first assault. This is the Bronx. If you've ever wondered, if you've ever thought about coming, don't. It's a free trip to the zoo with no admission ticket. It is uninhibited. You can wear your pajamas though everywhere. That's pretty cool. Bronx is cool for that, and the food here is really good. It's just a lot of racism and people who don't want to see white happy girls who look good and look like they're happy with their life, who look like they have money. They don't like that. They don't like seeing that in the Bronx at all. They hate it. They hate it. It's a lot of these stares. And then from women, it's like this like other type of energy where it's like even more crazy. It's insane. Women hate other women who are really fit and look really good and are genuinely happy with her life and are getting attention from other men. So I feel like whenever I go outside, it's just like, bring on the hate. Just, I know you're gonna feel that way anyway. Not everybody, but most people. The majority! Anyway, and then I tried to chill on the river. I did chill on the river for the rest of the day. It was amazing. What a vibe. And then there were children who thought it was funny to... I got splashed in the face again because they threw a rock in the river. And this is like literally a mile away, 2 miles away from that last spot. So I removed myself from that situation, like, and I was like, let me just go kind of chill out in the river. And I took a sunbath. Wow, it was really nice. I spent all afternoon there. But the kids splashed me. I got splashed in my face again because I threw a big enough rock that it like landed in the river and it like splashed me. And I was like, what is up with today and getting assaulted with water? This is strange. And then I moved further out to the river so that I wouldn't get hurt because my back was to the riverbank and because I wanted to look at the view, but then I was unsafe if they were throwing things, so I moved into the middle of the river and just sat on a big enough rock and like actually really enjoyed myself the rest of the time. But then there was like kids who like came and were like asking me. It was actually, I don't know what everyone's problem was that day, because there was this like other guy who came and sat next to me. I can't remember. He like, came and sat down. And he's like, "My name's Blaine," and I was like, and he like tried sitting like how I was sitting, and like I don't know. I was like, this isn't a '90s movie, and you can't come up and say something cute while I'm on the river. It's not Maybe if you bring Ben Affleck or somebody make it a little bit more realistic, I could think that we're in a 90s movie. But dude, I ain't cute right now. I'm chilling. He goes, what's your favorite part about being down here on the river? And I said, where there's nobody to bother me. I smiled at him like that. And then I just like was like, chill. I like waiting for him to leave. I come to the river to chill. And I didn't say, and then he was like, a little bit more pause, and I swear to you, this has been making me laugh ever since. There was like a pause, and then he was like, are you a spiritual person? And I've been laughing about this ever since, that somebody asked me that while I was like chilling on the river. Are you a spiritual person? Oh God, that's funny for the rest of my life, for sure. But yeah, there's the other kids that came, and then, like, I just wanted to say, like, something really quick, that I do believe that there are some kids who are adorable, sometimes, who, for the most part, like, kids are, you know, like, they just stay out of my, you know, the kid, like, most of the time, okay, they're gonna grow up anyway, and they're gonna do something successful and contribute to society, but while they're a kid, they're, like, so fucking annoying, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, But some kids are, like, not that bad, and then they're, like, and then they redeem your, like, belief of, like, oh, maybe I could, like, have a kid. This one's not that annoying. And then, these kids were the other total spectrum. I was chilling on the river, and it was 3 of them, and the girls were wearing matching dresses, and then they kept, like, reappearing, and then asking questions, like, where are you from? And Kimley, and they called me Kimley, Kimberly and Kim, they misunderstood, and then they're like, what are you doing? You've been here for hours. And I was like, man, some parents got to figure it out. Like, crush up some Benadryl, make it look like cornflakes. I won't judge you. Figure it out. Okay? There's some kids that those kids were on crack. I was trying to relax, and they kept coming back and hanging and trying to, and they came down, and they came down the riverbank, and then, like, we're, like, trying to, like, I was like, you guys, you sure you don't want some cornflake with some, don't worry about the pink powder, that's just, man, some parents, some kids, some deserve to be here, others, you know, just let them sleep all day. I don't think anyone will miss anything. They can learn their numbers and alphabet later, it's fine. Mama needs a break. You guys, that's pretty much the message. I had to do this message before I did my workout, because I'm actually 3 hours behind on my workout. I'm actually 4 hours behind on my workout, but I'm going to get it done still. I usually like to get it done from, like, early morning, but I watched James Bond last night, and I was, like, so in love with some of the scenes. It was so cool. The fighting scene and the helicopter, I, like, rewind, like, over and over again. Like, I love James Bond, and I also watched that other movie with Chris Pratt, The Magnificent Seven, and then I think I watched, I watched a couple movies, so, slept in, and then here we are. That's pretty much the word, but basically, Ecclesiastes 3, if you want to study it on your own, it's really just like, there's a time for everything, and so why would we worry about anything else other than the present moment if there's literally a time for what you're thinking about, but it just hasn't happened yet. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I fucked up my knee so bad trying to sit. Oh God, I'm getting so old lady. You guys, that's the word. I'm pleased to give this word. It's just like, don't stress, because right now, whatever's happening, it's supposed to be happening in Jesus' mighty name. He will guide you. He will protect you. Be grateful for all circumstances, for this is the will of God. I think that's the Thessalonians. Thessalonians. I think that's in there. I think. So, you guys, before I make any more of a silly goof of myself, that's pretty much the message. Just like that guy, like whatever. There was a time, like everyone's been you know that one song by Limp Bizkit? Everyone's been treated like, we've all been treated like shit. We've all been through shit. We've all been treated like shit. So, like, everyone has their time to shine. Everyone has their time to be treated really poorly. And there's, like, a reason for that. And God doesn't just, like, let us, like, go through pain and suffering for nothing. We're always, like, improving based off of the enemy's attacks. So, trust with all your heart, mind, body, and soul that whatever's happening in your life right now, it's an appointed time, baby. Peace.